Nagaland Chief Minister Nltv meets Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and Minister for Civil Aviation Judicial in New Delhi. Checking down to Twitter, Rio states that he had positive exchanges on state's requirements and implementing important projects of Nagaland with the Finance Minister. Naga Students Federation urges state government to ensure appointments to vacant government posts at the earliest. Criticizing the role of NPSC, the student body alleges that NPSC is almost a defunct body following retirement of its last chairman and 3 others on November 2021. The 26th General Conference of Western Sumi Kukami held at Hovisha village in Newland. Around 200 Kaunpuras from Western Sumi villages attend the meeting where Search Committee elects new group of office bearers in the conference. Aam Aadmi Party's Punjab face Bhagwan Mann was sworn in as state's chief minister on Wednesday at Khatkar Kalan, Bhagat Singh's ancestral village. Mann took oath in the presence of party convener Arvind Kejriwal and all its MLAs. Notably, besides Kejriwal, no other chief minister was present in the ceremony. Punjab Congress Chief Navjot Singh Sidhu resigns from his post as Congress Interim President Sonia Gandhi sought resignations of the state party chiefs of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Goa and Manipur. The move taken to facilitate the reorganization of the party's state unit during Congress Working Committee held on March 13. India expands its COVID-19 vaccination drive with the inclusion of children in the age group of 12 to 14 years starting on March 16 with being administered with Corbevax vaccine. Citizens aged above 60 years also become eligible now for the precautionary booster dose. Hello and welcome to Nltv English Primetime. I'm Chipen Kung. Let's look at the stories in detail. Naga Students Federation on Tuesday urged the state government to ensure that appointments to the vacant post are filled at the earliest. The NSF stated that the NPSC has not been functioning since the retirement of the last chairman on November 20, 2021, including 3 other members. NSF stated that the non-appointment of members has been the key reason for the delay in the conduct of examinations to various positions falling within the range of the NPSC. While also stating about the delay of declaration of results to the various exams which were already held. The NPSC is yet to declare the results of competitive examinations which were conducted by the Commission despite being held several months ago. Nagaland Chief Minister Nltv met Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and Minister for Civil Aviation Judicial on Tuesday in New Delhi. Rio took down to Twitter and stated that he had positive exchanges on meeting with the state's requirements and the way forward for implementing important projects of Nagaland with Sitharaman. Rio also mentioned that he had a fruitful discussion on matters relating to the Chetu Airport in Kohima with Scindia. Furthermore, Rio thanked the leadership for their patient hearing and continued support for Nagaland. The 26th Western Sumi Kukami General Conference was held at Hovisha village, Newland on Wednesday. Around 200 Kaunpuras from Western Sumi villages attended the meeting. During the meeting, Vihodo village head Kaunpura Vihodo Yepto, who was the president, beat Adiu. A search committee elected a newly group of office bearers in the conference, and Jutovi village head Kaunpura Vikudo Achumi will be spearheading the office as president and Shikavi Jimo as general secretary. As Vihodo Yepto later expressed gratitude for serving as the president of Western Sumi Kukami and extended his well wishes to the newly inducted president.
Ami 2016 bara osin simi kami or president guru aishe duri trim ami gura humodi isor bra igu digjar nadi ke na ami ke bhal rakhi ke na ami ki pare kami ho gardi ami parata kam kuri ke dishe aro ami laga train to conclusion khatam ho jase itia ami kan bagi ho function di amar sati Victor head gambra ke basa dishe itia gambra kan kiman aise sob manu ta ye corporation kuri ke na age loi jabo aro ami bishi thank you Nltv kan ke diase apni kan ini ami kan conference ti ai ke na ami kan ke saida garni bishi thanks diase
Victor Jimmy head GB's Nltv village aji Western Simi General Conference 26 General Conference itu office de korang de Western Simi GB's Canberra mige 2022 pro 24 tok GB President Guru ke naam ke dalim dia mi sor ke dhanaba dia se aro Western Sim la GB Western Sim la GB's Canberra mi la opor confidence digena itu Presidentship ami ke dia logo dia tu ami zaman barbo itu Western Sim la nimde khara kurbo aro ami khan simi la culture ke ase itu ami khan itu prevent kor thaibo itu de sai thaibo kena itu koi dia ase
to aji ami han ahina thake to ite hobby se bosti dai na se Newland district te itu to 26 Western Simi ka kami bagi ho dai na se itu to GB's Western Simi GB's Canada General Conference ase to ite ine janu parche ite notun elect kurche notun president Western Simi ka kami hola GB hola to itu to Gambra Victor Chumi ase tai do juto bosti la ase tai bra notun yate ka kami hola GB laga president korasa ro purna wala do ase x do ase S view to yapto HGB view to village taibara amana x ka kami hola president korne janai disu to aro yeta ina amen aro janu parche yate around Western Simi inga bosti han bra gambra head around 200 aro around 200 aro itlo all popor inga ahine aji to conference to dhalche gune apne hange janai diase to itu program to 10 baji ba shuru hoise aji inga orne aro inga khobor aro alak khobor karne apne sai thakibe Nagaland TV moi ara machi with camera person.
On the recent issue surrounding First Lady Auto Driver in Dimapur, Auto Union Dimapur President Tito Yeptomi clarified doubts and confusion surrounding it. Tito Yeptomi said that even though people claim Toliho Chishi being the first lady auto driver in Nagaland, there are no official documents of Toliho Chishi being registered as an auto driver, and no documentation of hers were found at the union's office while searched. Hence, with no proper documentation and no proper channel to back it up, Toliho Chishi cannot be tagged with the title of being the first lady auto driver. On the other hand, Tito notified that Bongli Konyak was officially registered with the help of Hope Channel and has proper documents to back her up as the first lady auto driver in Nagaland. Tito Yeptomi later urged the public not to make the matter a bigger issue as the papers and documentations prove otherwise.
I mean, Janaginim Tagishi, not Janagim Tagishi, Ulevi, Man Kushu Guru Diolukam Nai. The thing is that Pola to Takishi Bare, Ulevi, that like your individual bra Krishinagi, Nolevi, Kumba Laga, Truba Jashinagi, it talk to Ami office to check Krishe, it talk be you could record Nai, Tala I card Nolevi registration, Itala Nai. Or moreover that, Union de Takishi Gule. Nga Korean taxi no levi tai registration kan ki taxi to she will be the first driver. Only what I can say is that she doesn't have any documents out there, so we cannot say that she is a first lady driver. Menabawi the lady who is that Menabawi kila man abin laga good proper documents nai, so we cannot, and you don't come from the proper channel. As you hope Canberra Grange na proper channel bra deputy commissioner EAC kange madegena kurigena technology poila laga this kange madegena kiba information takise gule you will be the first to be like lady driver. Only it will record ego nai. 2017 there I was a VP. Dimapur district auto drivers na VP takise that time there. Only it will recording nai. So now I'm the president right now. So I am so sorry to say that you are not the first lady driver. To la individual no lebi to la society brother ko pare. Holebi as a common district, Dimapur district auto drivers in do we cannot accept you as a first lady driver. And Aji itu connect chuguri. She will be the first lady driver, and she came from the proper channel. Aro we can say that we are very sorry auto union Balapu. We cannot keep you as a record as a first lady driver. Thank you. Itu lady driver tu, ami kan logo bi approach kurise. Aina ami bi auto chalo bole mone ase. Itu karni ami bi itu union I card banai dibi uniform kur dibi kuse. Tu mohan kuisi apni auto ase ne nai kuse tai kuse auto ase kuse. Itu Hope channel kan bra ta ke motab kula ase kuse. So we ask her your driver license. To driver license bi tai kise. Itu chida mohan tai ke union te registered kurise. More of that tai ke uniform bi banai dise mohan bra free batake dishe. Moreover that, Amikando, what we are going to do is that we are going to be
Beautification of dividers from Clock Tower to Trakoban Police Point in Dimapur has started from March 15. Notably, the initiative was taken by Dimapur Municipal Council under the in charge of environmentalist Ronika Maichio, Alpert Azung, administrator of DMC, and Amos Azung, chief manager for Waste Management Volunteer Service for Sanitation and Awareness for Health and Hygiene. The beautification drive will continue till next week and is aimed at raising awareness among the public to keep the city clean. It may be mentioned that the beautification and cleanliness in 3 dumping spots, Perma Camp Ward 5 and Green Awareness Campaign, Come Tree Plantation was started back in February 2022.
I would like to say a few words for the public. When you travel from this way, it's my humble request that when you are eating some chips or some eatable items, please don't throw from your window, and also don't spit on the roadside, and like cigar and plastic covers and plastic bottle, please don't throw to the dividers that nobody is seeing. We have put the CCTV here. Traffic commissioner has put the CCTV and the people are watching, so please don't throw the rubbish over here. This is our request. And also we want to tell that it's not easy to, as a volunteer, it's not easy to clean up all these things, but with the help of DMC and we are doing, so we request the public to please cooperate to maintain the neat and clean, and also for the healthy and hygiene for the public. And lastly, I want to tell people, those who are taking otherwise sense, this is my quote for everyone over there, that the Dalai Lama has said, the purpose of our life is to help others. And if you cannot help others, then please.
After news of 2 minor boys getting lost was reported, Nltv on Wednesday met the family of the missing boys and inquired about the developments relating to the investigation process. Reportedly, the 2 minor boys were lost from Nagaon Basti Karpi Anglong. The minors, named as Musahirul Ali and Sukur Ali, were both sons of Ishaku Ali. According to the father of the boys, his sons went missing from 11th March 2022. He further stated that his eldest son studies in class 3 while his younger son is just appearing his class 2 examinations. The father also filed a missing report at nearby Assam police station, but it has been quite a few days without any progress. Moreover, Ishaku Ali appealed to all Nltv viewers and public in general to kindly help find his lost sons.
এইটো মই বাচ্চাটো এইটো মুশাহিদুল আলী তো স্কুল যাইছিলে আর এইটো ডাঙৰাটো স্কুল এইটো দিনতে যা নাই তো মুশাহিদুল তো স্কুলতে যাই কিনে স্কুল তো একবাৰ ছুটি হৈছে একবাৰ ছুটি হৈ কিনে ঘৰতে আহিছে কৈছে তো একবাৰ ছুটি হৈ কিনে ঘৰতে অহাৰ পিছতে তাই আমাৰ তো মহিলা বাবালা ঘৰতে থাকিছে আমাৰ বেমাৰ থাকিছে তাতে যাইছে তো শুক্ৰবাৰ আহি কিনে ঘৰতে ভাত খাই কিনে তাই আমাৰ লগত লগ কৰিবলৈ যাইছে তো বাচ্চাটো কৈছে মামা আমি দুজন খেলিব অলপ আপোনাৰ এটা দাদি লাগ নানি লাগ ঘৰতে থাকিবি তো থাকিছে আৰু মাইকীটো ভাবিছে খেলি চেলি কিনে ঘৰতে আহি যাব তো মাইকীটো তাতে ৰাখি কিনে আহি যাইছে বাকি দোকান খাজাতে যাই কিনে কৈছে আংকাল মহিলা বাবালা নাম পৰে মই 20 টাকা মিঠাই দিবি কৈছে তো দোকানীটো কৈছে ভাই আমি তো এটা যাত্ৰা হোৱা নাই অলপ পিছতে দিব তো এইটো শুক্ৰ দুইটা দেখি আস্তে পৰা ওলাই কিনে যাইছে কৈছে তিৰমতে ইটোবি টাইম তো 3 বাজি পৰা 3:30 বাজি এনেকা টাইমই থাকিছে কৈছে তো আৰু এটা পৰা এইটো যাইছে যাই কিনে আমি তাতে একটা আমি লাগা কি কয় আসাম পুলিশ লা কেম আছে তাতে তো মহিলা বাচ্চাটো তাতে কেতিয়াবি নাযায় হ'লেও এইটো দিনতে কি আশা নকৰা তাতে যাইছে গৈছে তো মই এইটো 20 ঘণ্টাই হৈছে মই যাই কেনে 20 ঘণ্টা আগতে যাই কেনে থানাতে যাই কেনে এজাহাৰটো মই লিখি দিছে কেছটো লিখিছে এনেকৈ আছে বাচ্চা কিবা তো চাহাব খান বি কৈছে মইতো একো কৰিব নাপাৰিব 24 ঘণ্টা তক চাবি তুমি খান 24 ঘণ্টা পিছতে আমি খান কিবা একটা কৰিব এতিয়াতো একো কৰিব নাপাৰে কোতে কোতে থাকিব বুলি পাৰে তেনা কোৱা পিছতে মইতো আহি যাইছে তো এইটো পিছে দিন টিভিও ওলা নাই তো আরও যাইছে মই যাই কেনে তাইখানে কৈছে চাব এনেকৈ হৈছে 24 ঘণ্টা তো পাৰ হৈছে আপোনাৰ কোৱা হিচাপতেতো এতিয়াতো একো নাই তো তাইখান পিছতে আৰু তাইখান পুলিচ এইটো কি থানাতে মেছেজ পঠাইছে গৈছে চাহাব খানটো থানাতে মেছেজ পঠাইছে তো আমি খান কোনোবা আমি খান পণ্ডিত বি চাইছিলে চাই কেনে কৈছে এইপিনে জংঘলতে আছে সব মই খান জংঘল পুৰা কাৰ্বি আলং জংঘল আৰু পুৰা মই খান এইটো চাইছে ধনচেৰি বি এইটো খান বি ডিফু এইপিনে আৰু নাগালেণ্ডে পিচ কেম্প দয়াপুৰ আৰু চিঙিজান এইপিনে তিলখতে চেইকাতে এইটো খান পুৰা ডিলাই গেট তক মই খান বিচাৰিছে আদি তক পা নাই তো আপোনালোকে এইটোৱে মই ৰিকুৱেষ্ট আছে একদম ৰিকুৱেষ্ট কৰি আছে আপোনালোকে মৰম পৰা আপোনালোকে নিজে বাচ্চা নিচিনা নিজে ভাই নিচিনা মৰম পৰা এইটো বাচ্চাকে কিবা একটা আপোনালোকে কিবা মই হেল্প কৰি দিব
District Disaster Management Authority DDMA Wokha along with Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority conducted a mock drill exercise in Wokha town on Wednesday. Simulating earthquake scenario was conducted during the mock drill exercise, whereby exercises relating to building collapse, fire incident, search and rescue operations and evacuation, fire incident and serious patient treatment were part of the drill. The mock drill exercise was conducted as a preparedness measure and was jointly organized by DDMA Wokha in collaboration with Home Guards and Civil Defense and SDRF Wokha. 12 Battalion NDRF, Fire and Emergency Service Wokha and District Executive Force DEF Wokha personnel. The Regional Ayurveda Research Center RARC under Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences Ministry of Ayush has informed that the free distribution campaign for prophylactic medicine Shamshamani Vati and Ashwagandha Khan Vati has commenced. It was informed that the under Azadika Amrit Mahotsav, diet and lifestyle immunity are being promoted. In a press release, the research assistant, Botany, RARC Dimapur Nikhil Krishna, informed that the campaign is being initiated in all the districts of Nagaland, and everyone above 12 years of age is eligible to avail the medicines from any of the institutes. The RARC also informed the village heads and Gaunpuras that the medicines would be distributed in all the areas. The program was launched in September 2021 to combat COVID-19 pandemic whilst commemorating Azadiga Amrit Mahotsav under the aegis of the Ministry of Ayush. Regional Ayurveda Research Center informed that through the campaign, more than 9,000 people have benefited, and the center set a target to provide 50,000 medicines in the state. The institute is also distributing free Ayush 64 tablets for mild and moderate COVID-19 cases through OPD and COVID-19 testing and medicine distribution centers. Days after registering thumping victory, Aam Aadmi Party leader Bhagwan Mann took oath as Punjab Chief Minister at Khatkar Kalan, Bhagat Singh's ancestral village. Mann is state's youngest Chief Minister at the age of 48 in nearly 4 decades. The Aam Aadmi Party exclusive event was attended by the party's national convener Arvind Kejriwal along with all its Punjab MLAs. AAP swept Punjab Assembly elections by winning 92 seats out of the 117-member Assembly, marking the biggest victory in the state to date. Earlier in the day, ahead of the swearing-in ceremony, Mann in a Hindi and Punjabi tweet said, "The golden ray of sun has brought a new dawn today." To realize the dreams of Shahid Bhagat Singh and Baba Sahib, the whole of Punjab will take oath today at Khatkar Kalan. Taking to Twitter, Aam Aadmi Party convener and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal also congratulated Mann on his success and invited the people to work together for the state's development. Raghav Chadha, party's Punjab convener in charge, in his tweet said, "Today marks an important day in the history of Punjab, as 3 crore Punjabis will together be sworn in as Chief Minister along with Bhagwan Mann."
ਭਗਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਕਰਨਾ सबका पैदाइशी हक है, इश्क करना सबका पैदाइशी हक है। क्यों ना इस बार वतन की सरजमी को महबूब बना लिया जाए। देश दी मिट्टी नू प्यार करो, बहुत कर्मां वाली मिट्टी है, बहुत उपजाऊ मिट्टी है। धरती नू मां दा दर्जा गुरु नानक साहब ने पवन गुरु पानी पिता माता धरत महत, तां असी ये तिन्ने दर्जे कायम रखने ने, कायम बनाने ने।
Caretaker Chief Minister of Manipur N. Biren Singh met Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi on March 16. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Biren Singh on the BJP's stupendous victory in the recently concluded Manipur Assembly elections. Notably, Manipur's Caretaker Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, former Minister T.H. Biswajit Singh and State BJP Chief A. Sharda Devi left for New Delhi from Imphal on Tuesday. The trio of top Manipur BJP leaders are in New Delhi to discuss formation of the new government in the state with the Saffron Party's central leadership. It may be mentioned that a key decision on the next Chief Minister of Manipur is also likely to be taken during the course of a series of meetings lined up. Goa's acting Chief Minister and Bharatiya Janata Party leader Pramod Sawant met Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi on Wednesday ahead of the formation of the government by the BJP and its alliance partners in the state. National General Secretary C.D. Ravi, BJP Goa President Sadanand Shet Dhanavade and General Secretary Satish Tont were also present at the meeting. After the meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Goa BJP Chief Dhanavade had an individual meeting with Party National President J.P. Nadda to deliberate on the recently concluded Goa polls results. Meeting of BJP Goa leaders with the national leadership holds importance as the party has not yet declared the name of the Chief Minister. The BJP, which fell one seat short of the majority figure in Goa, is set to retain power in the state with the help of Maharashtrawadi, Gomantak Party and 3 independent candidates. Goa's caretaker Chief Minister Pramod Sawant is reportedly being viewed as the first choice for Chief Minister's position in Goa by the BJP central leaders. As per reports, Union Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and L. Murugan will visit Goa soon to select the leader of the legislative party in the state. The union ministers shall be meeting the newly elected 20 MLAs individually and also decide on the next phase of the Chief Minister in the state. The BJP's top leadership in Delhi is deliberating on the selection of members for the formation of the new government in Goa. It can be mentioned that Pramod Sawant resigned last week to pave way for formation of the new government in Goa. As Bharatiya Janata Party is all set to form government in 4 states except Punjab, where the party won in the recently concluded assembly elections, the party appointed central observers will visit the 4 states after the Holy weekend. It is worth mentioning that the BJP registered victory in assembly elections in 4 states. The party set new records by winning Uttar Pradesh for the 2nd consecutive time. Further, it also managed to hold power in Uttarakhand, Goa and Manipur. Parliamentary board of the Bharatiya Janata Party had appointed central observers and co-observers for the election of the leader of the legislative party in Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Manipur and Goa Assembly. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has been appointed as the central observer for Uttar Pradesh. BJP National Vice President Raghuvar Das has been appointed as the co-observer for Uttar Pradesh. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Union Minister of State for External Affairs Meenakshi Lekhi have been appointed as a central observer and co-observer for Uttarakhand, respectively. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has been appointed as central observer for Manipur with Kiran Rijiju as co-observer. For Goa, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and Union Minister of State for Fisheries and Animal Husbandry L. Murugan have been made the central observer and co-observer, respectively. Congress interim president Sonia Gandhi on Wednesday held a meeting with the Punjab MPs at the party's office in Delhi. The meeting was held a few hours after Navjot Singh Sidhu resigned from the position of party chief of Punjab. Sonia Gandhi on Tuesday asked the Congress chiefs of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Goa and Manipur to tender their resignations to reorganize the party's leadership following poor performance at the recently held state assembly elections in the 5 states. A day after Congress interim president Sonia Gandhi sacked the party's chiefs in the 5 states where it had suffered humiliating losses in the recently concluded assembly elections, the party's Punjab chief Navjot Singh Sidhu resigned from his post on March 16. Notably, Sidhu wrote on his Twitter with a copy of his letter addressed to Sonia Gandhi that he submitted his resignation as desired by the Congress president. Meanwhile, Congress spokesperson Randeep Surjewala had also tweeted that the resignations were sought to facilitate the reorganization of the state Congress units. With several petitions challenging the Karnataka High Court's order to ban wearing of hijab inside classrooms, the Supreme Court has decided to hear the petitions after Holi celebrations. The decision was taken on Wednesday by a bench consisting of Chief Justice N.V. Ramana. Senior Advocate Sanjay Heche, representing the petitioners, urged the bench to hear the matter urgently as many Muslim girl students have to appear for examinations. Just a few days ago, the Karnataka High Court passed a verdict banning wearing of hijab inside classrooms, stating that donning a hijab is not a part of essential religious practices in the Islamic faith. The Supreme Court on Wednesday directed the Uttar Pradesh government to ensure protection of the prime witnesses in the Lakhimpur Kheri incident. The court's direction came following a hearing of a plea challenging Ashish Mishra's bail on Wednesday. The petition was filed by 3 family members of victims. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has also asked the UP government to file a reply on the plea challenging Ashish Mishra's bail. Senior Advocate Prashant Bhushan informed the court that one of the prime witnesses was badly attacked by unknown miscreants just a few days after the release of Ashish Mishra on bail. As Bhushan told the court, the attackers threatened the witness, saying that now that the BJP has won the elections, they would take care of him. The next hearing on the matter has been fixed on March 24. Social media giant Facebook has been accused of posing a threat to democracy by former Congress President Rahul Gandhi on Wednesday. Gandhi, in a tweet, shared several news reports whilst accusing Facebook of assisting the BJP in reaching out to the voters during the elections. Gandhi shared reports from Al Jazeera and the Reporters Collective where Facebook was seen offering a cheaper rate for election advertisements to BJP. Congress President Sonia Gandhi, during her speech in Lok Sabha on Wednesday, also urged the central government to contain alleged systematic interference of Facebook and other social media giants in India's electoral politics. Sonia Gandhi iterated that democracy and social harmony must be preserved irrespective of who is in power. As Russia's invasion of Ukraine entered its 21st day, an advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that the war was at a crossroads. Either an agreement will be reached or Russia will launch a new offensive. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry claimed that there is some hope for compromise with Ukraine. On Wednesday, Russia's foreign minister Sergei Lavrov said that some formulations for agreements with Ukraine were close to being agreed. With neutral status for Kiev under serious consideration, other Russian demands include demilitarization of Ukraine, usage of the Russian language in Ukraine, and freedom of speech. However, Ukraine has rejected the Russian neutral state model. Earlier, Russia had said that Ukraine becoming a neutral state with a status comparable to Sweden and Austria was being discussed in talks with Kiev and would act as a compromise to end the ongoing war. On Wednesday, Ukraine's defense ministry said that more than 100 children have been killed in 20 days of the war. Earlier in the day, a 12-story residential building in Kiev's central Shevchenkivsky district was hit. 2 people were injured and 37 evacuated. In another incident, explosions were heard at a railway station in Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia. According to reports, the Ukrainian military struck a number of Russian military helicopters at Kherson International Airport as well. The Ukrainian military on Wednesday launched a counter-offensive at a Russian-occupied city of Kherson in South Ukraine. The Ukrainian military reportedly launched a counter-offensive at the Kherson International Airport, which is under the control of invading Russian forces. According to satellite images, a number of Russian military helicopters and armored vehicles were destroyed in the Ukrainian counter-offensive. Notably, this was the second major Ukrainian attack in as many weeks on the pace. The United States Senate on March 15 unanimously passed a resolution condemning Russian President Vladimir Putin as a war criminal. Notably, this was a rare show of unity in the deeply divided Congress. The resolution was introduced by a Republican Senator Lindsey Graham and backed by senators of both parties. It may be mentioned that the resolution encouraged the International Criminal Court in The Hague and other nations to target Russian military in any investigation of war crimes committed during Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Prime Ministers of Poland, Slovenia and Czech Republic visited the Ukrainian capital of Kiev on Tuesday. Notably, the visit came amid heavy bombardment of the city by Russian forces. It may be mentioned that the Prime Ministers reaffirmed their support for Ukraine during a meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal in Ukrainian capital Kiev. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky briefed the European Union leaders on the latest military and humanitarian situation and the negotiations with Russia. Zelensky said that the Russians are shelling everywhere, not only Kiev, but also the western areas. Meanwhile, United States President Joe Biden is likely to travel to Brussels next week to meet with NATO allies to discuss bolstering support for Ukraine in funding of Russia's unprovoked invasion. And that brings us to the end of Nltv English Primetime. For more news and updated information, keep watching Nltv. This is Chipen signing off.